Video games have continuously grown and evolved in the past few decades, merging together both entertainment and art. As a result, games keep looking better and better. Whether you play on PC or console, it's hard not to notice when a game stands out a little bit more than the rest. Whether it's high-fidelity graphics, gorgeous art style, or even a mix of both, and are a joy to experience. I'm Josh, welcome to HotFix Gaming. So without further ado, here are the 10 best looking games that you can play right now. Number 10. Ready or Not. Released in December 2023 as a spiritual successor to SWAT 4, Ready or Not is a tactical FPS shooter in which you don the combat boots of a special weapons and tactics officer somewhere in the American Southwest. In each of its current 10 levels, you're tasked with entering a building with your team of either 4 friends or AI and clear rooms, shoot crooks, and secure the building. With outstanding weapon handling, useful and believable gadgets that you can use in missions, a well-designed command system, and incredibly detailed environments, Ready or Not is living up to the reputation of its predecessor, and it's a really good-looking game that you can play right now. And don't worry about this title only having 10 levels at this current moment. There is the promise of more to be added to the game soon. Number 9. Atomic Hearts. Often compared to BioShock, Atomic Hearts is the debut title of Munfish, and it's a narrative FPS that delivers a lot in terms of graphics and visuals. The performance is rock solid, and the visuals are top-notch, with tight 60 FPS and 4K. Quite a few people were initially worried that we might get watchdogged, as in seeing pretty trailers and not getting the results once we had it in hand. But that's not the case at all, with impressive visuals throughout, especially at scale. The rolling mountains, valleys, and other areas of Faculty 3826 will take you by surprise, with crisp graphical fidelity you don't expect in a studio's debut. It only gets better when you enter the catacombs of each mission area, with even more detail in the enclosed spaces. Number 8. Marvel's Spider-Man 2. While the story has been universally praised by fans and critics alike, many have been loving the expanded open world, which has exceeded the Manhattan limit of Marvel's Spider-Man, and now allows Peter and Miles to venture out to Brooklyn and Queens, zipping through the streets with the new web wings, or launching yourself past skyscrapers with slingshots has completely changed traversal, impressing players with just how much faster everything is. However, many players have taken the time to stop and take in the scenery, whether it be perching atop the Empire State Building for the view, checking out Coney Island, or just taking in New York's skyline as you're beating up thugs. Wherever you find yourself in this game, the view is always a good one. Number 7. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Assassin's Creed Odyssey earns its subtitle of Odyssey over the 60+ hours it takes to mainline the story, but in the meantime, players get to appreciate and take in the beauty of ancient Greece. While the environments don't vary a ton from Assassin's Creed Origins, the extra trees and seas make for some spectacular views. With the viewpoints, Odyssey never hesitates to point out just how magnificent it looks. Most of the main characters and side characters also look great, which is impressive based on the quantity and the fact that this is a 2018 title. Number 6. Detroit Become Human. There are a lot of people who claim that Detroit Become Human is the best interactive action game out there, and while there are certain aspects in the game that are a bit of a letdown, one thing this title has really aced is the visual aspect. Detroit Become Human's protagonists look almost disturbingly lifelike. Thanks to the fine motion capture, the emotions that these characters feel are communicated to the player incredibly well. There's probably no interactive game out there that surpasses Detroit Become Human's character models, and that is mighty impressive. And if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure to hit that like button as it really helps our channel grow. Number 5. Gran Turismo 7. Gran Turismo 7 on PS5 and PS4 continues the series' legacy of setting the bar for realistic graphics on each of Sony's previous consoles. In terms of both gameplay and visuals, Gran Turismo 7's goal is realism. Rather than wow players with fantastical worlds or flashy effects, Gran Turismo 7 focuses on presenting the game's many cars in hyper-realistic detail using cutting-edge lighting and rendering techniques. Number 4. Hogwarts Legacy. Unquestionably, Hogwarts Legacy was one of the most anticipated releases of 2023. It's not surprising, considering that the wizarding world of Harry Potter was part of many people's childhoods. Much to the delight of Potterheads, this rendition of Hogwarts is truly magical. The game features an open world full of famous locations, such as Hogsmeade and the Forbidden Forest, which any fan of the series will recognize. It's so impressive that you'll often find yourself wandering around, marveling at every tiny detail. If you're looking for the best graphics, this one won't disappoint. Besides exploring, you can also attend classes, interact with characters, rescue fantastic beasts, and fight dangerous enemies. Number 3. Dead Island 2. Many have lost hope of seeing a sequel to Dead Island. Well, the wait is over, at last. The second installment takes the player to a scorching Los Angeles plagued by the zombie apocalypse. Interestingly, some lucky individuals gain special abilities after being bitten by a monster instead of becoming one of them. You will assume the role of a survivor trying to uncover the truth about the epidemic outbreak and your powers. Along the way, you'll traverse the city, complete quests, and slaying hordes of fiendish enemies. Admittedly, Dead Island 2 is pretty gory, but that doesn't take away from the fact that it's one of the most visually stunning games from our list. Even gruesome violence looks spectacular. Number 2. Cyberpunk 2077. Despite its rocky launch, Cyberpunk 2077 has progressed into a great open-world RPG, and the sprawling sci-fi metropolis of Night City is one of the most eye-catching locations in modern gaming. The PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC versions are particularly striking, although we do recommend skipping the PS4 and Xbox One versions. Just stroll down one of the city's neon-drenched streets during a rainy night, and you'll see why. PC players lucky enough to have a GeForce RTX 40 series card can enable the RT Overdrive feature that add path-tracing lighting effects. Lighting plays a huge role in deciding how a game looks, and ray tracing aims to overhaul this aspect of a game's graphics to make things more realistic than ever before. And this sort of ray tracing has made Cyberpunk 2077 look gorgeous once the game was stable enough. Number 1. Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 2 is arguably the game with the best graphics of all time, although Rockstar's GTA 5 and LA Noire would not be a bad shout either. This game is practically a movie due to how detailed and impressive all the NPCs and landscapes look on both consoles and PC. Not only does every single frame of this adventure look photorealistic, but Red Dead Redemption 2 is also incredibly long, and players will never get tired of the scenery. Arthur Morgan looks and feels like a real human being, and the same extends to every other character within the game. RDR2 is nothing short of art. Featuring a richly detailed world with believable in-game physics and lifelike scenery, Rockstar's vision of the Old West is jaw-dropping, even though the game still hasn't received an upgraded PS5 and Xbox Series X version. We know that a list of only 10 games is not merely enough to encompass all the beautiful titles out there, so we would love it if you would let us know in the comments section below what other stunning titles you liked. And if you want more gaming content, be sure to check out our 10 video games ahead of their time video, as well as 10 PS3 games with graphics that still hold up. Both videos are linked on screen.